これが新作？またへんてこね。
How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Chaos Head Noah. I think another lovely, fun, and really ridiculous character has been brought up here to the office. I don't know which one it is this time. I don't know. I guess place your bets, as I'm sure they'll be shown here, unless it is still Yua. But in the last episode, we got a little bit of answers. Kind of. I think we're kind of getting ready for the dots to be fully connected, or to at least start connecting. In the last episode, we got the reveal that supposedly Takumi isn't real. He's a delusional existence. And I don't know how to feel about that. At the same time, I am going to believe Rimi on her saying that. I'm not really suspecting her here. I am actually taking what she's saying at face value. Sort of because there are some things I'm kind of remembering from the anime, but nothing concrete. And also, it kind of makes sense with the hints that we've gotten so far. So I'm just going to roll with it. I've got no other predictions other than that. Let's see what's going to happen now. I mean, that's got to be a pretty heavy blow for Takumi. Momose smiled as she stared fixedly at the Gero Froggy keychain Bon had just purchased. Oh.
でも可愛いじゃない？
そりゃ新作じゃねえよ。先週出た。
Well,
なんだっけ?
I am kind of disappointed. Not one of the characters have been brought up here to the Frisia office. Instead, it's just him bringing up the stupid Gero Froggy thing. Bon glanced over at Yua as if pleading for help.
涙目ゲロカエルンです。
ああ、そう。それ。
ごめんね、ゆあちゃん。こんなむさ苦しいおじさんに付き合わされて大変だったでしょ
う。いえ。
ひでえな、ももちゃん。こんなダンディーな中年はなかなかいねえぜ。
With Bon's half-joking protests falling on deaf ears, the president of Frisia served Yua some tea. Heaving a deep sigh, Bon sat down on the chair and glanced around the office. The employees of Frisia, who usually worked well into the night, had actually returned home on time today. Each worker's schedule was arranged to tell this exact tale on the whiteboard. Thanks to their departures, despite the sun having only just set, the office was completely silent, as if it were the dead of night.
で、ももちゃん、進行のこと調べてくれたかい?
Before riding the train from Shinjuku, Bon had called Momose in advance and asked her to look into Faithworks.
その前に。
A smile still on her face, Momose glanced over at Yua, who was sipping on her from her teacup, excuse me.
ゆあちゃん、お茶を飲んだら帰った方がいいわ。
え？
日も暮れたし、ご両親が心配するでしょ。
Oh yeah, it kind of reminded me of her very peculiar backstory. Yua realized what the intent behind Momose's words were. Whatever the conversation that would soon take place was, it was not meant for Yua's ears.
私のこと心配してくれているんですか？
え、そうよ。
Momose nodded with a serious look on her face. Although thankful for her consideration, Yua shook her head definitively in response, excuse me.
私、帰りません。ミヤちゃんの死の真相に近づくためなら、何だってするつもりです。
あなたはこれ以上関わるべきじゃないわ。
私もとっくに当事者の一人です。
An imposing, unwavering resolve dwelt within Yua's words. Momose was perplexed at the unexpected opposition.
意外と頑固ね。
ま、ここでのけ者にするのも酷ってもんだろ。いざとなったら警察で保護するさ。
Momose was forced to sigh in response to Bon's nonchalant attitude.
バンちゃんにそんな権力があるのかしらね。
ま、こう見えても一応天下の警視庁捜査一課所属だからな。
あら、そう。
Upon pacifying Bon to a suitable degree, Momose stared intently at Yua.
これから聞くことは絶対に口外しちゃダメよ。
Well, yeah, honestly. Plus, who is she gonna talk to?
これはあなたの命にも関わることだから、それを肝に銘じてね。
はい。
Yua nodded, her expression far stiffer than before. But there's determination. I think she's more trusting of these lovely characters here. Upon seeing that, Momose sighed once more, and then proceeded to take a seat. Momose, hunching her already rotund body forward, operated the mouse connected to her laptop.
で、進行から何が出たんだい？
バンちゃんの予感的中って感じね。
Both Bon and Yua appeared at the monitor from behind Momose.
有限会社新興の親会社はのぞみテクノロジーよ。
のぞみテクノロジー？
のぞみグループか。こいつは驚きだな。
Yo.
新興は5年前にのぞみグループに吸収合併されたんだけど、それ以降発売した商品が次々と大ヒットしてるのよ。
There's really gonna be plot relevance to the fucking frogs, huh? Really?
ゲロカイルンだけじゃないの。中国製バッグとかタイ製のエコバッグとか美脚パンツとかで、この会社は商品の売り出し方が独特なの。いつも週末に新製品を一斉に投入するのよ。
Weakens. That word stuck out especially to Bon.
G レートとの関係は？
必然にしろ偶然にしろ、新興の商品がヒットしているのは G レートの変動の影響ね。それは確かよ。前に見せた G レートのグラフ覚えてる？ 5 年ぐらい前からずっと毎週末に値が上がってるって言ったわよね。新興がのぞみグループに合併された時期とぴったり一致するわ。
新興がレートを操作してると思うか？
新興自体はそんなに大きな会社じゃないからそれは無理よ。
となると親会社のぞみが怪しいな。グループ総出で取り組めばレート操作だってできそうじゃねえか。
待って、のぞみの方はもちろんだけど、新興が興味深いのはそこだけじゃないの。設立当初の資料にまで遡ってみたらすごい大物が出てきたのよ。
大物？
井ノ原幸三。
はっは、明和党の重鎮じゃねえの。
新興設立当時はまだ民自党在籍時代だけどね。
つながってきたな。
I'm actually very surprised that that information is public, or at least viewable in any sort of way.
それとこの前の地震の時、明和党は G レートに関係ありそうな件について報道規制の圧力をかけてきてる。
Well, actually, if it's like I guess a public donation, maybe? I don't know.
G レートのグラフのことだけど、いろいろ調べてたら他にも面白いパターンを見つけたわ。
As of now, there were two aspects about the GE rates that Momose had her attention on. First, the fact that they consistently rose each and every weekend. The maximum values themselves were not particularly notable, but aside from New Year's, Golden Week, and the Bone Festival, they always went up without fail. And second, the drastic rise following earthquakes. For both the quake 2 months ago, in which there were 8 fatalities, and the quake 1 week ago, in which there were more than 100 fatalities, the GE rate had shown an extreme upsurge for a short period of time.
で、3つ目のパターン。この5年で4回だけ起きてるわ。時期はどれもまちまち。上昇値は地震の時ほどじゃないけど、結構高いの。最初はこれが何を意味してるのかわからなかったんだけど、調べていくうちにこの5年で4回と符合するイベントに行き着いた。
イベント？
もったいぶらずに教えろよ。
選挙よ。衆参合わせて4度行われた選挙日と、その4回の GE レート上昇の日は完全に同じだったわ。
Bond stroked his unshaven chin with a stern look on his face.
野党だった明和党が大躍進を遂げて与党になった選挙は
4年前ですね。
そして井ノ原幸三が民自党を電撃的に離党して明和党に移ったのは5年前。
Oh, politics. A heavy silence hung in the air around the three of them.
なんだか私、お話を聞いていたら怖くなってきました。
Yua's voice trembled slightly as she murmured,
私もびっくりだわ。ここまでキーワードがぴったり当てはまるなんてね。
You know, in a way, it's not surprising. I mean, even in a fictional story, that a lot of things can usually line up to political gain or political power. Because, yeah, the wealthy do have a lot of push and pull.
まだ状況証拠でしかないがな。それでも GE レートのことを知っていたからこそ気づけたわけだ。知らなかったらさっぱりだったろ。
As he said that, Bond nonchalantly retrieved his favorite handheld fan and began waving it at himself.
ところで、俺が調べた女子高生の生態について話していいかい
Momose, bewildered by Bond's sudden change of topic, stared daggers at the detective.
ね、いきなりそんなくだらないこと言い出すんじゃないわよ。ユアちゃんがいるんだから少しは考えなさい。
ね、そういうなって。
What is it, Senna? That's the one he's worried about, right? Because of the footage that he saw of her? A slight smirk colored Bond's face, but his eyes did not match such a sentiment.
青いセナについてだ。正しくは旗のセナと言うべきか。なぜか最近になって母親の旧姓を使い始めたんだよな。
No, I think I know why now.
その畑野セナの父親、畑野一世は今失踪して行方不明らしいんだが、のぞみテクノロジーの元社員なんだよ。
どういうこと？
どういうことも何も、そのまんまさ。
Nozomi Technology was a company that primarily developed software for use in medical equipment. The Nozomi Group had begun with Nozomi Technology, but through repeated mergers and acquisitions, it had become one of Japan's top leading conglomerates.
半年前、畑野セナの母親と生後1年の妹が謎の死を遂げている。父親の失踪はその直後だ。畑野セナ本人もそれと前後して当時預けられていたとある施設を脱走するって騒ぎを起こした。
施設ですか？
天神寮っていう非営利の自立更生支援施設だ。表向きはな。
表向きってじゃあ裏があるの？
Oh yeah.
スポンサーがいるのさ。これが天聖振興会だったりする。
天聖振興会。
Momose grimaced at those words. She then spoke once more, her tone now clearly exasperated.
また面倒な名前が出てきたわね。
ちなみにその天神寮は2年前まで別の名前だった。アークハートメディカル会。
Oh.
どんな偶然か今や渋谷の若者のカリスマ的存在であるフェス岸本綾瀬もここに入れられていたんだな。
There's a lot of connections here.
畑野セナとは入れ違いだったみてえだが。
Bond then leaned forward toward Momose and Yua.
でだ。ここからが興味深いんだが。アークハートメディカル会は天神寮と違ってメンタルケア施設だった。精神病患者を治療してたんだ。ところが2年前、アークハートメディカル会は突然非営利団体の自立更生支援施設 天神寮へと姿を変えた。それによって精神科医が一斉に解雇されたんだが、その医師たちを丸ごと雇い入れたのが代々木にある AH 東京総合病院だった。
ノータリン事件で殺された人が勤めていたのってそこの病院でしたよね。
ああ、高階文夫。確かに AH 東京総合病院の精神科医だ。
But did he actually have any ties with Arc Heart or well anything else here? That's what I
ついでに言
wonder.
うと、そこの病院長は井ノ原と懇意らしいぜ。
また井ノ原議員ね。
ゆあちゃん、君が追ってた西条匠も実は AH 東京総合病院をこの1ヶ月で3回訪れてる。
そうなんですか？
警察がずっと尾行してたんでね。確かだ。しかも西条には数年前にその病院に入院した記録まであった。彼の主治医は高階文夫だ。不思議なのは西条の入院記録なんだよな。彼は10歳で入院して約2年後にその記録が途切れてるんだが、退院した記録はなかった。
誰かが改ざんしたのかしら。
No, no. Because he was never discharged. He actually was never discharged.
どうだかな。
He's still there.
そこまでは調べが回らなくてね。ああ、それと畑野瀬名に関してもう一つ。最近彼女がよく行動を共にしている折原梢って生徒がいる。1ヶ月ほど前に転校してきた西条のクラスメートなんだが。
I could have sworn that that was actually the character that Bond was bringing back with him. I don't know. In the beginning of this episode, it really did sound like Momose was referring to Bond bringing another wacky and wild character that we've run across here back here to the office along with Yua, or in substitute of Yua, but nope, it was just the goddamn frog.
この子も結構な曰くつきなんだ。折原の父親がのぞみグループの系列会社社員なわけよ。
Of course he is.
元は広島の方に住んでてな。折原梢の同級生3人が何者かに襲われて重傷を負うって事件が起きてる。3人ともが右腕を鋭利な刃物で切断されて、ひどいありさまだったらしい。
Huh. Oh yeah?
折原もその場に居合わせていた。彼女が犯人じゃねえかって疑いがかかったんだが、凶器が存在しないって理由で逮捕はされてない。それで地元に居づらくなって引っ越したって噂もある。
凶器が存在しない？見つからないじゃなくて？
I mean, we all know what it is. And yeah, I mean, that is true. It's something that really doesn't exist.
ああ、存在しないだ。何で切られたのかさえ分かってない。犯行は折原以外には実行できない状況だった。だが、たとえ折原が犯人だとしても、凶器をどこからか取り出すことも、どこかに隠すことも不可能だった。かまい立ち現象じゃないかなんて本気で議論されたぐらいだ。
何もないところから剣を取り出す手品
かもしれねえな。
君が悪いです。
Yua, as if trying to stop herself from trembling, hunched down toward her knees, then began to stroke both of her arms with her hands.
何かとても大きな意志が働いているような。
職業柄俺は陰謀論なんざ信じちゃいねえんだが、今回ばかりはその存在を信じそうになるね。明和とそしてのぞみグループ G レートに関係してると思われるのはその2つか。
天聖振興会も叩けば埃が出てきそうね。もともとあまりいい噂は聞かないし。
Sipping some of her tea, Momose shrugged her shoulders.
バンちゃんには呆れるわ。本来の仕事をほったらかしにしてこんなことを調べてたなんて。
元はといえばももちゃんが G レートのことを教えてくれたのがいけないんだぜ。
そうだけどそれで捜査本部から外されちゃったら世話ないわ。本当に不器用なんだからあんたって人は。
Those words were neither those of astonishment nor of condemnation, but rather a fairly roundabout way of praising him. Momose, despite her words, acknowledged Bon and his pursuits.
おっと電話だ。
Bon's cell phone let out an electronic tune. Looking at the display, he saw that the caller was a restricted number.
もしもし。
Loud static could be heard from the other end of the call. Bon took the phone away from his ear and looked at the display once more. His connection was good, so he was likely not the issue. It must have been the caller causing the problem. Bon brought his ear close to the phone, believing that the call was coming from someplace far away.
おい、誰だ？
Oh? This was one of the anonymous threatening phone calls that he'd been receiving recently. The mechanical sounding voice was likely due to the use of a voice changer. Bond let out an audible laugh before proceeding to answer.
あんたか。いい加減名乗ってくんねえかな。手を引けって言われてもな。そもそも何から手を引きゃいいんだ。そこを具体的に言ってもらわねえと。
They always hung up there. Always, after saying back off twice. The pattern repeated itself so often, it was practically routine. No matter how much Bond tried to speak to them, there was never an answer. But on this day, that would finally change. Or else.
あ
あ。
誰だ？
I was just wondering about Sua. In the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, I hope Sua's doing alright. Upon hearing that, Bond finally understood whose distressed voice it was on the other end of the call.
諏訪か？ 誰にやられた？今どこにいる？ 相手は一人なんだな。おい、大丈夫なのか？
Oh!
諏訪、おい、諏訪。
No matter how much Bond called out to him, there was no response from the other end of the call. With a click of his tongue, Bond hung up. Momose and Yuo were looking at Bond with intense concern.
スワちゃんに何かあったの？
Bond stood up, then lightly slapped his cheeks twice.
諏訪が人質に取られた。どうやら AH 東京総合病院にいるみてえだ。
まさか名和と？
ああ、わかんねえが。このままじゃまずい気がする。
応援を頼んだ方がいいわ。
大ごとにしたらそれこそ諏訪の命はねえよ。俺一人で様子を見てくる。
Well, that's how you get killed. Bond placed his favorite handheld fan on top of the table, close to where Momose's hands rested. Following this, he took a good long look at each of the girls. His demeanor was like that of an entirely different person's. The unreliable middle-aged detective, that he had so often played was nowhere to be seen. All there was now was an intense, fearless expression on his face.
ももちゃんとゆあちゃんもどこかに身を隠せ。わかったな。
Oh shit. Oh boy. I don't even know what words to use there. You know, I am gonna be honest with you guys. I'm still kind of suspecting Sua. He hasn't really been present all that much, so who's to say what he's really been doing? And if I'm wrong, you know, I'll eat my words and all that and feel like a piece of shit, but I don't know. I mean, he was acting a little too, I don't know, weird, and I don't want to say pushy. There was something off about him when he was talking to Ayase. That's all I'm going to say here. Through no will of my own, my legs moved in the direction of my base. They were heavy, so heavy in fact I wondered if my heels were packed with lead. Except it wasn't just my legs, my entire body felt heavy. But despite how hard it was to move, I kept telling myself that it was proof that my body existed, that I wasn't a delusionary existence. The sun had already set, meaning that there was no one in the city to pay any attention to me as I staggered through the streets. Before now, I would push everyone away, telling them not to look at me. I was scared of getting too much attention, of being a laughingstock. But even though I'd done that for so long, right now, I just wanted someone, anyone to look at me. I wanted someone to see me with their own eyes. I wanted someone to acknowledge that I was here. This was the deus ex machina I needed. But no one did. If I randomly yelled out something, I'd probably get looks of disdain, but I didn't have the willpower to go through with that. Within my sweaty hand was my cell phone, the one I'd gone out to buy with Nanami. I only had 4 numbers registered on it. Rimi's cell phone, Nanami's cell phone, Misumi-kun's cell phone, and the number for my parents' house. I tried desperately to think of a way to prove I wasn't fake with just those 4 phone numbers.
あなたは妄想の存在なんだよ。
No, I wasn't a delusionary existence. I was real. I was Nishijo Takumi. I was 17 years old. I was a second year at Suimei Academy. I was in a family of 4. I was...
助けて。僕を証明して。
My teeth were chattering. A clearly audible clacking sound. I wasn't cold whatsoever, and yet I trembled all the same.
助けてよ。
Did he try calling his parents at all? From the 4 numbers I had, I chose Misumi-kun's. It's a strange one to go with, but alright, cool.
はい、
あ、ミス。
ダークだろ。どうしたんだ。リミとうまいこと言ったか。ちゃんと童貞卒業できたんだろうな。感謝しろよ。気を使って2人にしてやったんだからよ。
Misumi-kun was the same as ever. That at least brought me some relief. He did know me. He recognized me as Nishijo Takumi. So I wasn't a delusionary existence. Rimi had just been lying. I knew it.
そういえば、ついさっき美奈子から言われたんだけどよ。
え、美奈子。
ああ、俺の女。で、美奈子が言うんだよ。ここ1ヶ月ぐらい、日常と急に仲良くなったけど、なんでって。こいつ何言ってんだって最初は思ったんだけど、そもそも俺、普通だったらお前みたいなやつとは絶対関わろうとしねえんだよな。リミを通して知り合ったってのは、なんとなく記憶にあるんだけどよ。細かいことはなぜか思い出せねえんだよな。
Well, isn't that suspiciously convenient for you to bring that up right now? It was the same. It was the same situation I had experienced earlier. Stop it. I don't want this. Don't say anything else, please. You could have just talked about girls like you always do, so why, today, of all days, did you have to...
お前さ、いつ俺とダチになったんだっけ。
I got too freaked out, so I instantly hung up. I felt like I was about to cry, yet no tears came. It simply felt like my heart was being torn to shreds. Next, I decided to try calling home. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do that one first. Despite how hard my fingers were trembling, I somehow managed to select the number and press the call button. Nanami had registered this one. I hadn't put it in myself, so there was no doubt the call would go through. Considering what time it was, Would my dad be home? Had my mom left already? Excuse me. Was Nanami there? Even if it did connect, what would I even say? Hey, I'm your son, right? They would probably think I was screwing with them, that I was being stupid, and in truth, it was a stupid question. What if they said no? What if they said our son Takumi is eating dinner with his sister in the living room? What if the phone call that was supposed to prove I was real actually did the exact opposite? What if they asked, "Who are you?" As the negative thoughts continued to swell up in my mind, I grew more and more afraid. Is the call going to connect here? I didn't want to know the outcome. I was really scared and I couldn't control it. I felt like I was about to go insane. My breathing grew ragged and I could barely breathe anymore. Right then, the call connected. Ooh. With the phone next to my ear, I prepared myself.
あなたがおかけになった電話番号は現在使われておりません。番号をご確認の上、もう一度おかけ直しください。
Well, that sucks. No one would prove that I was me. There was no one that could. I wanted to die. Raising my head, I noticed Yamanori Dore in front of me, with lots of cars coming and going. Oh, delusion time. Yay. I don't know. You guys want to do the bad one? I'm sure it'd just be him trying to commit suicide. Maybe it was best, or maybe it was for the best that I died. There is no value in a fake being alive. I was worthless. Even if a monster did try and live in this world, they just end up being persecuted. I had neither hopes nor dreams. My existence itself was repulsive to people. I wanted to be freed from all this. If I died, I'd be free. After all, there'd be no more need to think. There'd be nothing more to suffer from. There'd be no one to laugh at me. There'd be no one to betray me. I wanted nothingness. You know, we were told not to have any more delusions. We were told that. I brought my heavy legs one step forward. In this place, free of traffic lights, I staggered onto the road. I had a feeling that salvation awaited me there. A glaring brightness from a pair of headlights, the deafening discordant noise of a car horn, the unnerving sound of squealing tires. Come on, kill me, kill this fake, this unsightly monster. With a strong impact at my waist, my body was taken away. I rolled across the hood. A sharp pain. Something hard crashed into my temporal region of my head. My vision went black. The sound of bones shattering rang through my skull. I was unable to breathe. It felt as though I was underwater. I was tossed up into the air and then I fell right back down. My limbs writhed in pain. It felt as if the pain was burning away my nerves like fuses. Ah, I can finally die. Nope. It was a delusion. When I opened my eyes, I was standing on the sidewalk. The road that I had just been run over on was right in front of me. I checked my body. There were no wounds, no blood gushing out. I didn't feel any pain either. I even thought that I'd become a ghost. I wanted it to be true. But if that was the case, my corpse should have been lying in the middle of the road. Yet I saw nothing of the sort. The car that had run me over was also non-existent. Had that been a delusion? I wasn't trying to get sympathy points by showing that I wanted to die. No, I genuinely wanted to. Seeking salvation for the final time, I dove into the road. Yeah, round 2, but this time for real. Oh wait, I just read all that. Come on, kill me, kill this fake, this unsightly monster. Aha, this time for real, let's go. Yeah, this is the same exact shit. Absolutely the same. Temporal region of the head, vision went black, bones. Unable to breathe, it felt as if I was underwater, tossed up into the air. And then the limbs. Yep, same deal. Another delusion, god damn it. When I opened my eyes with a start, I was, once again, standing on the sidewalk.
なんで
Why did I keep escaping into delusions every single time? I raised my trembling voice to an almost shrieking scream and once more tumbled onto the road. Yeah, round 3, let's do it. It's the same fucking shit. Oh my god. Let's go. Nope. Nope. Nothing had changed. I was about to lose it. Did I not want to die? Or was I already dead? And this was all just a dream? Was my brain perceiving my very last moment extrasensorily, leaving me in this illusion? Or to see this illusion in this sub-second time frame before the end? As fucking if. Almost completely giving into my despair, I went to walk toward the middle of the road. But my legs were shaking. They were unable to move from where I stood. The delusion of my death had repeated 3 times, and the pain I imagined in them, in all its terrifying realism, overwhelmed my mind and made my terror even worse. I didn't understand. I couldn't grasp my own feelings anymore. Did I want to live or die? Which was it? I clenched my teeth, closed my eyes, and repeated to myself, I want to die. And with that, my legs finally moved forward. Even with my eyes closed, I could tell that headlights were shining on me. The sound of the horn pierced my ears, and the squealing sound of tires got closer and closer with immense speed. Please just run me over. Ah. And just like that, my wish was denied. I was simply standing on the sidewalk, safe and sound. Why? I broke down crying then and there. Even though I didn't want to die, even though I wanted to be saved, please just release me from this shitty game. Well, that was fun. What next? As Sakihata Rimi walked beneath the Shibuya station underpass, she took out her cell phone. She had walked straight here right after parting ways with Takumi. She then selected the number registered in her address book as Nana-chan and placed a call. They picked up the very next moment.
私、実はちょっとした報告があります。ナナちゃんをこれから助けに行こうと思って。
Rimi had an idea of where Nanami was being held, as well as who had abducted her. A theory she had only come to because she had been in a similar situation herself once before. It was a past that she wanted to forget, but it was one she was ready to confront in order to rescue Nanami, no matter how steeped in darkness those memories may be. The reaction of whom she had called was exactly as Rimi had predicted, leading her to inevitably start laughing.
私って信用されてないな。平気だってば。
Both her voice and expression were cheerful. Not an ounce of the grim resolve that she carried could be felt. To an outside observer, it would simply look as if she was having a fun, engaging conversation.
昔の話だしね。そもそも私の感情とナナちゃんを助けることとどっちを優先させるかなんて決まりきってることだよ。言ったでしょ。私はあなたの力になりたいって。それに特には関わらせたくないの。
As she said that, Rimi's expression clouded over.
ねえ、ちょっとだけ語っちゃっていいかな。タクにね、いろいろひどいこと言っちゃったんだ。しかもそんなことしておいてすごく自分勝手なんだけど、私彼と一緒に過ごした時間はとっても楽しかったって思っちゃってるんだ。何もかもが妄想でまみれたまやかしでしかなかったのに。 学生生活も、あの学校に私やタクが通ってることも、大ちんと友達だっていうことも、私がタクと一緒にいようとしたことも、タクの存在そのものも。
Little by little, Rimi's pace slowed. Multiple strangers passed her by.
タクってどうしようもないくらい情けなくて、どうしようもないくらい弱くて、きっと普通の女だったら見向きもしないような男の子なんだよ。
As she spoke, she squeezed the hand she held the cell phone with.
なのに私の心には楽しかったっていう気持ちがあるの。なのに私の心にはもっと一緒にいたかったっていう気持ちがある。この気持ちって何なのかな。
I don't know. I don't know what's really going on. Looking up, she saw the neon-lit night sky. No stars were in sight. For an ephemeral moment, Rimi stood beneath it. A slight smile rose to her face when she received a response.
さてと、そろそろ切るね。本当に大丈夫だって。あなたは何も心配しないで。私が全部決着をつけてくるから。ね、匠。
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew she was talking to the real Takumi. I think the situation really is that the real Nishijo Takumi is hospitalized, probably is the wheelchair Shogun, whoever the fuck. He deluded, or he did a delusion of some sort that created Takumi for some reason. And here we are. I don't really know what the plan is. I don't know what is the overall objective here. Like, why do that? If that even is the case, I'm not really sure. But I guess we'll keep on grinding it out to truly see. But we'll end it here. Thank you all for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.